Hey guys, and welcome back to my EU5 Poland campaign. I already played until 1370, which is actually a year when our King Kazimierz should die. But I hope he stays alive for a while more because his stats are 100, 100, 100. He didn't start with this, I got him improved over time. I'm very proud of it, same as I'm proud of my expansion. You see, I'm playing heavily with subjects, just to control in my hands lands where I can spread my control. That's not easy, and we continue spreading into Eastern Europe and maybe even Silesia, just to have nice Polish borders. What we'll start with today is calling a Sejm in Kraków, just anything that gives me biggest chance of winning in the issue. And we're gonna go and ask to change a law for administrative system. You see, it goes towards decentralization while I'm pushing towards centralization. That's why I ask me change it, as it also gives me efficiency of the cabinet. As usual, it's gonna take a while to get introduced. Sponsor of this video is eneba.com, that offers thousands of games and DLCs and subscriptions at a much discounted price. So if you're looking to buy in a game besides EU5, you can go and do it from this website because the prices are definitely cheaper than on Steam or other platforms. Make sure to use my link in the video description because there's also an ongoing giveaway organized by the Eneba where you'll be able to win a gaming monitor, or if you just use codes that I shared in the video description, you can also get 8% off for various games. I also want to start annexing this guy's Rava. You see, it's gonna take a while because the cultural influence of our cultures is too small compared to Mazovian cultural tradition. We need to improve our cultural influence, which is actually at zero pretty much. We need to improve by building some libraries. But the issue is I can't build libraries because our market does not have books. So how about, first of all, we build some buildings for paper. Over time, to reduce the paper price, once I get the paper price reduced, I'm gonna start building the bookshops. And once I have the book buildings done, I'm gonna start doing the libraries. So this way, we kind of boost the economy, to increase our base tax while going for the increased cultural influence. Since the same issue gave me a few diplomats, I will of course use it to keep improving relations with countries in Eastern Europe, just so they don't worry about my rapid expansion. I actually should be also able to regain the alliance with Lithuania. Let's hope that it's gonna drive us to get the dynamic historical events about the Union. I'm actually looking at my paper. You see, so much of it is being imported by the burghers, but there's actually, of course, never enough. We'll have the high demand for the paper because of the book buildings I'm about to spam. Let's spend all 400 on these buildings, and once these are done, I will go ahead and start doing the libraries. Book situation look a bit worse. You see, I'm completely lucky in this. So you have so many books, the burghers started selling them. How was the price? You see, my target price is now at 5 ducats, so I need to wait for this to decrease. So the libraries should be cheaper this way. See, if I go to the libraries, they right now cost me around 46 ducats. Let's see if I can get it lower by using that price of the books. Why the price of the books will be decreasing, our anyway builds fresh 2 new cities. I'm waiting for it even for Warsaw, but it's taking a while. So let's also build in Czersk. And how about we do also Zlewikk. Okay, I've improved to the maximum for centralization. You see, cannot go farther with the monthly changes. I have to improve further with the events. But even at this level, it gives me 4.7 of proximity cost. So you see, like, control over here is rather good. And let's just change what this guy is doing. Let's see the course. How the religions. Yeah, there's some new terrains that are having wrong religion. Let's also change this guy to integrate the lands here up north. Just need to switch him to someone military. Now he needs to do something diplomatic, otherwise it's a wasted 96 diplo stat. Well, how about we simply assimilate some pops into our culture? We could do up with... Actually, here it might be a good idea, because I have very low satisfaction with these guys. Let's go and do that on Poznań, which should help increasing our accepted culture's capacity. So got price of the books visibly below 44. So now I can spam a few. Of course, I don't have enough books to spam a lot. But burgers should stop selling so many of them now. I can also follow this up with some religious buildings. So churches in the newly funded towns. Again, church is giving us 5% max control. Oh, we just unlocked religious workhouses belly, which is great. I can use on any of these guys as they are different religions. But anyway, prioritize using the CP from the parliament. Let's spawn some RGOs, as there will be plenty of new ones that are profitable. How about Kiev? Not really, I don't have control over Kiev. But yeah, Homeland definitely do plenty. And I'll be also getting more libraries. See, I can't build more libraries because there's simply no books in the market. At least, you see, the building libraries is just taking so much. So once I build the libraries I'm building now, I'm gonna start building new ones, and that's gonna just keep going like that. In the meantime, we've hit 100 of tax base, and of course I'll keep scaling that, but it's a slow process. Let's try finishing off Kiev in our next war. Let's just call the parliament in Krakow. Yeah, double satisfaction is not bad. And getting additional good character, especially if good military skill, that would be helpful. Because alternatively it's expand farming costs, which is also not bad. Let's actually go for this. And I just make sure to fabricate clay on Kiev. I'm gonna have some fun. Can I just bring this over 50%? Lesson levy obligations is just for the nobility, so it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and declare that war. Golden North will help, but they have their own problems. And I will be supported by Hungary. So myself, I can bring 11,000 of levies. I can just right click here and get them all into Kiev. Not to mention troops of 13 of my subjects. Oh, with this I will get to 100. Let's just request additional taxes. And then click this. One of the cool features of EU5 are control groups. You can control group not only an army like in EU4, but also like international organizations like Catholic Church or my Polish Union. I click 3, I get to Catholic Church. I click 4, I get to the Polish Union. I could get this stack, for example, just click Control 1 and see when I click 1, I'll get straight to this army. We just unlocked an Inquisition law from Advance, where I can get Pope conversion speed and estate satisfaction, or even more Pope conversion speed twice, but reduced tolerance. We just go for the half of the Pope conversion speed. In the meantime, you see with the libraries that we've built, the cultural influence is already increasing, which is gonna speed up the annexation, but still not the level I'm looking for. Oscar, on the first sight, doesn't look like anyone special, but when you hover on him, you'll see that his name is Oscar. I'm gonna take a pause. You try in front of your screen reading that surname. Now, the correct answer is Brzęczyszczykiewicz. Okay, remember that. That's a popular name in Poland. Every single Pole have that name. He might die. Honestly, I don't care. You can die. In case you wondered where Poltava is from, the known battle from the Great Northern War, it is here. Look how far away from Sweden it is. Time for another centralization law, legislation of the Union. Let's take it. One thing that worries me is that I should be able, in influence actions, to negotiate a succession law. But it is not possible due to we do not have an heir. So look, because they don't have an heir, but I do have an heir. I'm not actually sure how it works and how I can fix that. Let's look how the Western Schism situation is working like. Looks like the blue ones are people supporting French Pope and the yellow ones are supporting the yellow Pope. Me as someone that is, a side observer of that situation, I can do three things. I can choose one of the candidates to support them. I can show unity in faith, which gives me spiritualists, actually something that I don't want, but also pop conversion speed in a designated province. I can demand support from a candidate to aid us financially. Yeah? Good, give me money. I just expected a bit more. Since I found the Golden North Army, I just allowed attach. And you see my subjects are immediately here. Let's have some fun. No, stop running away, Golden North. My wet dream is for them to actually collapse and release plenty of tags that you know from EU4 or cavalry, like, you know, Crimea, etc. But we'll see what we can do. I might... Ooh, not a good idea. That's a big river crossing. Let's restore our... Oh, we would lose that battle, surely. Let's restore morale. And then... Let's go. That's gonna be also river crossing, wouldn't it? Well, let's try anyway. I think the AI is actually doing it smart by staying here. They know that they are staying behind river crossings from everywhere. But I'm recovering my morale. And we should just win with them by purely the numbers. They don't have many reserves. Yeah, that should be fine. Just the numbers difference. I just expected more wars to come from it. Look how deep we are into their country. And then we can peace out. I'm just gonna make Kiev directly my subject. Might be a bit too big, but keep in mind I don't plan to have my own lands here anytime soon because of the control. And these guys might be disloyal for a while, but we'll be improving relations, don't worry. And you also see that my antagonism is totally not bad. When we look now at the cultures map mode, see that the lesser Polish is increasing the percentage. 32% here, 24, 32, which is also helping us with the culture's capacity. Ottomans seem to be expanding steadily, but I think they're gonna be cock-blocked now by this line here. Maybe at least they can beat Byzantium. Yeah, it has a bit of a small hack box helping them out. Oh, I can right now do this. So there's +9 reasons, but it's saying they're not gonna accept. Why are you not accepting this? Well, I'll try again, but in the meantime we have to improve that relations stronger. I'm finding it very buggy, but anyway, at the year of 69, not nice. Our king Kazimierz died, so his son Władysław, not too good stats, is on the throne. But he's also on the throne of Halych, so maybe that succession law worked in the end. I'm just happy I kept them, because conquering this manually wouldn't be as fun. I can also choose education of my son. I think the stats are not too good for 9 years old. Let's just focus on expensive education, which costs me more to pay for legitimacy, but also his stats will be increasing faster. He is ambitious. Be ambitious, Prince Kazimierz. You have to be like a grandpa. Oh no! The Polish disaster! Rise of the SZLACHTA. Well, I don't have 50 crown power. Not doable. Yeah, because current ruler is not Kazimierz. It is at least one of this. So it's like, I have to go for that. Well, it's not tragic, is it? Let's wait and just go for it. Being a proud Pole. The next save, I'm gonna increase stats of my ruler by 5 each. And also give me efficiency of the cabinet for the duration of the parliament. As you see, it is just for 5 months. Now... No, definitely not changing this. So might not take anything here. I want better stats of the ruler. It's not worth to have like tax for 12 months better. Looking at the buildings, the Tailor's Guild is really worth it in the country. It's probably I have a lot of wool. And let's see the price of cloth. See, actually I have like a surplus of it. nobody is in Europe. So I also cannot build too much of Tailor's Guild because it's gonna make unprofitable the building. But yeah, in general, with the towns that I've built across the Vistula River, the tax base is gonna be skyrocketing, especially with me getting all the city's buildings here. Oh shit. But okay, that's not the first heir. He's an idiot. I don't care. You can become someone else. You don't have to be the next ruler. I could join the Livonian independence movement. Well, if we do that... I remember when I played in Main, there was an event to make Livonia my subject. I think if they're independent, they might become one. Yes? Let me join it. Let's see what we can do. Now I should have that international organization here. And just ping that at 2. So you can see who else can join. For now, it's just me and Livonia. I mean, that's definitely one thing that I don't like about EU5. The dynamic historic events, they're not listed anywhere. You don't know what are the triggered modifiers. I'll have to read EU5 wiki once it's out. Alternatively, I'll have to read the game files, which I'm not gonna do. I'm not a game files reader. Oh no. Prince falls ill. That's an event that is making a comeback from EU4. 50-50. He dies or he does not. He lives, so maybe it's not so off in EU5 as it is in EU4. You see that what was I mentioning earlier, because loyalty of duchowieństwo and szlachta is high. They are building not their own buildings, but positive buildings. They're building libraries themselves. Duchowieństwo is pretty much almost sure to build only positive buildings. Szlachta, because it's below 80% and it's like a mix. There could be their building, there could be mine. Right now I got lucky. There we go. Rise of the Szlachta. Well, by default I'm gonna lose 50 stability, 25 legitimacy. So good luck me fixing that. Whew. Okay. How about we take a look what can be done to finish this disaster? Well, the end modifiers are on 2 paths. One the nobility path and one being the burgers path. Or alternatively, I could get my crown power to 31% or get a golden liberty for the nobility. Don't know how to get this though. There will be events impacting that. Well, let's see. 62% needed for this guys, 19 for these points. See, these guys have 47, these guys have 11%. So I'm in neither direction for now. I would say it's decreasing the East's loyalty, equilibrium, and monthly legitimacy. That's not gonna be helpful. I could push towards specific by clicking this. See, I'm towards aristocracy. I could also simply go for the higher crown power. 21%, we're not that far away. I would have to cancel some privileges. Which we don't want to do. But also buildings for crown power. I don't think I unlocked them yet. See, royal card. Actually, I did not build it yet. But that's gonna be a good starter. For 10% crown power. Yeah, I think that that's the best we can do. To revoke this. We're not gonna go historical path of giving all power to Szlachta. We're gonna go our own path of giving high crown power to ourselves. See, one of the privileges I would have to cancel for sure is the primacy of the nobility. So that's the one that gives me discipline. But that's 177 of stability I would lose. Let's take our time. I might also remove some of their buildings later on. Well, how about we just use one of these guys now instead to stabilize country. Could switch him to someone that gives a better bonus. I could probably also wait for him to die. He's 61, yeah. And the advisor died, but not the one that I was talking about. 101. Canonize father of King Kazimierz for this Władysław. Łokietek. That would give me prestige and legitimacy. And I'm gonna actually do that because I need legitimacy. See, now the influence is skyrocketing with all of the libraries that I've built. And also the annexation is almost one a month now, and you know that negative modifier from cultural influences versus tradition is gonna turn into positive modifier very soon. It was like, what, 0.7 before? We're gonna get it much higher, and the annexation is gonna be finished faster than we expected. Right now it's scheduled for 12 years from now. I just got just causes for the next 10 years, which is 20% of the coins received. So we are at minus 20. Could I get more from Papal Bull? Or why are these blocked? This is so annoying. Well, anyway, who do we even attack? These guys are having nobles. I think I'll have to go after Chernigov. But see, they have plenty of allies. Could think about going after Bohemia, to be honest. Especially that Hungary would help us. How about I use the next parliament to achieve that? But Bohemia is #1 great power, guys. Am I sure I want to do that? 15,000 levies. They have plenty of subjects as well. These guys have 10,000. They're too weak. I could just sit and scale. We don't have to keep expanding. I'm waiting for events for this too. There's also another river here, also very important for Poland, Warta. I think I'll have to start building road this way. We gotta start annexing, to be honest, Sieradz, as they're going through this path. This one is gonna be faster because, as you see here, Lesser Polish is the dominant culture. Here you see it's slowly the... Oh, because it's annexation at the same time, they slow down by 50%. I mean, this new one is so fast, I actually want to keep that one, the Sieradz one. It's fine, let's keep it that way. I actually do not have characters with mill skills. But if you go to your cabinet, you'll be able to actually hire a new courtier. Costs a lot of money. But yes. Stefan Brzęczyszczykiewicz, that's what I'm looking for. The city of Gdańsk. Well, the burghers would like a bit more of power. I'm gonna lose 20 control. And it would give this privilege to mieszczaństwo. I'm not sure I want to do that, that's additional influence. Now, actually guys, that I know that this is disaster requires you to have a high crownland. I could probably not give us many privileges at the start, but on the other hand, from my understanding, like the numbers here, they're dynamic, depending like what are your numbers at the start of disaster. So probably this would be just simply higher. So that's fine. What this is doing? Well, I guess I'm gonna do this. Anyway, this control is gonna fix over time. Something that I didn't do yet is to build bridges across the road accompanied by the river, which is additional local proximity cost. Let me go ahead and build that in all of these possible locations. This is the moment when we start building the road. Again, I wanted to follow... There's actually not connection between Vistula and Warta, but they're very close. Just need to get this location high control. But yeah, let's steadily build it. Next one, I'm gonna actually conduct a census because it's gonna increase stability if it works. And it's gonna increase my population growth. I just have to make sure now. Yeah, this is gonna also take some of my stability, but I'm gonna gain more in the end. And now our population growth is up to 1,000 a month. You still see I don't have that many locations myself. It's all subjects. Looks like Halech wants to get independent from Golden Horde, but I don't care. Well, our stats 41, 42, 49. I expected more. And we can marry him to someone from Lithuania. Who's she? She's a courtier. Zlewikk. I was hoping for more. But in general, you see I'm bringing control of this location of Częstochowa from 23 to 43 already. For that road, but also the fact that I made it a town recently. How is the proximity in general here now that I did the bridges? This is up to 43. This is up to 75. Yeah, it is really not bad. Not bad for an early game. How is HRE doing in the meantime? We've played 16 years already today. You see Brandenburg conquered a bit. We've got Saxe-Wittenberg, Hesse, was this Magdeburg, Lunenburg, Münster. Some mid-sized powers already are showing, like you see here Lorraine, Württemberg, the Bavaria is split, but they're both expanding. In Italy we've got what? Ferrara. That's Serbia's definitely bigger, and so is Bulgaria. Then start. These guys didn't move in the last few years. And Morocco is expanding into Iberia. Like, this is This is tough for the Iberians. And that's the first time saying that England actually expanded in Holland. That's a rare one. It's time for us to expand to Golden North. I have to first build spy network for which I will need more diplomats. So how about I cancel this and also pay a bit more to recover, and we're gonna destroy the Golden North and take this lands for ourselves as subjects, of course. We call it Polska od morza do morza, which is Poland from a sea to the sea, and that will be our goal of this campaign as well. This time we do the final centralization policy, where I can actually, you can do it 3 times. You can see I can get +1, +2 and +3, and these are giving me years to annex. But first of all, this will even allow me to start annexing. These 2 are increasing the speed of annexation. I realize I don't have a few government buildings I should have built earlier. Definitely Royal Garden, which is monthly prestige, and 0.2 monthly diplomats. Let me just save money for this. I'll also make sure to build a chancery, which gives efficiency of the cabinet, but also max literacies. Sieradz is now annexed, so in the meantime building the roads. Obviously initially I'm taking over their control of the locations, but it's gonna be much lower. It's not gonna be 97 of max control, but it will be not bad since I'm getting these roads being done that are following the rivers. That's one of the events, you see, you get it here, it is related to the disaster. I can side with the mieszczaństwo, because ideally we should take plutocracy / aristocracy around 0. So neither of these states is getting the power in the country. What is this giving me? Burghers power in one location, but if I took this, that would be far worse. And what's the like equilibrium of the value for aristocracy? It's gonna go farther than 67. So I can still decrease it a bit more. Also make sure to start making the towns here following the river. Worst part of our union is, unlike the normal subject, you can improve relations with them just 210. Normal subject is 220. So it's harder to keep the annexation progress, right? If I wanted to, it looks like I can't even start annexing them, because technically they're still a subject of Golden North. I probably have to break this first. Come on, Hungary, call me into a civil war with a few peasants? What is wrong with you? I will goddamn regret that, but I'm cancelling this. Promise of the nobility. 150 this of stability that we're gonna lose. But you see it's gonna increase one a month because it's so negative. So we can bring him back rather fast. Probably more rebels will be happening. And what are the minuses? Oh yeah, that's estate satisfaction is gonna be trash. I'm gonna tax much less. Let's look how it impacts the crown power. From 24.65 will change to 26.8. So I still need 5% more, less than 5% more, but we are getting there. Again, SZLACHTA insurgents are increasing fast because of this privilege that I've taken. So how about, instead of integrating Kiev, we'll for now focus on rebel crackdown, just to avoid these guys from growing too fast. Now with 20 of spy on Golden North, I can go and create a casus belli, and that's gonna be the religious war. You see, the conquest cost is increased, but it's not like we want to take a lot. Let's just go for this location. And you see, I'm not gonna get the CB immediately. It's gonna take time to be actually created. The hand of Lithuania. I think that's one of the starting. Yes, you see, this may lead to a peaceful union between the countries of Poland and Lithuania. And that's gonna create an event about wedding in Vilnius and Vilnius Cathedral. I hope it's gonna work. And it's also what I've been mentioning on some forums and Reddit, that this version of the game is actually probably one of the second slower that I had access to. I'm worried about that. Hopefully it's gonna be fixed. Anyway, I gotta spend some money to increase. Again, I'm gonna buy even 100 ducats to fuck off. 700 ducats. as I need to fix that loyalty to avoid... Look how many lands they would take in that civil war. Oh, yeah, you see it's now increasing just 0.16, so I don't need to use this guy to do so anymore. Let's just continue integrating Kiev. And I also need bridges now on this part of the rivers. You see the proximity spread is not as easy here because these lands, they do have rivers, so it helps, but it starts here. And you see the proximity here is 66%, that's like a base value to go farther. So as you see, it is there, but not that good. Oh, looks like I also used the wrong cabinet member because I'm still cracking down these insurgents. I don't even remember what I was doing with the second guy, but let me just integrate. I actually don't know what to do with it. How about we convert these locations here from Orthodox to Catholic, especially that this impacts the satisfaction of these locations. You see, I don't need the right religion here to have it, of course. I need the right culture. About that, could I accept the culture that is responsible for these lands? So this is Volhynian. Volhynian costs 1.24 at max, so that's too much for us. I could tolerate it for now. Let's do so, but I think I'll be better off actually changing the culture, assimilating it, instead of changing religion, and it should be rather efficient. Not that much actually because of lack of control, and their cultural traditions actually not that bad, even though my influence is pretty strong. So yeah, you know what, for now let's just go ahead and integrate you integrate Kiev, and you integrate the other location. Oh, and I can fix the SZLACHTA loyalty altogether. Well, not for long they'll be loyal, because I can go more towards plutocracy. Should they can help us with the Crownlands, 26.9. With this, I'm gonna update to 27.2, but it's still not there. In the meantime, I can change the standardization law to maximum here, but I still cannot start annexing them, because they are still a subject of the Golden North. Since I got some money from that event for the nobility, I'm gonna spam a bit Spinners guilds, as well as some RGOs. Let's see whatever is also giving good money. And let's just go ahead and build definitely more paper. And as told you, see, this is not as profitable as it was. And simply nobody in the European markets needs this. Good. I will build more books. And libraries. I just want to have a library in every single non-royal location. How about I also declare on the Golden North? They have issues, but we don't care. I can't do that because my chłopstwo rebels here, they have 99.58%, but you see they're gonna get like almost 0 locations, so we don't care. Let's just wait for them to happen. Civil war should be easy. I'm just gonna get this 1,200. There's not a single fort that they are getting, so just have to regain these locations and it will be done. Worst part, they've lost a few of trades, so I have to recreate them. Let's see how efficient is gonna be that conversion of Helm. 591 of Catholics, and after the month tick, it's up to 878. It's coming, but it's not too fast. Let's see, the game tries to push me to give more privileges to the states. If we reject, they're gonna both lose 50 satisfaction. I lose stability. At least does this help? 5% revoke privilege cost. And some crown power. I might be better off just giving another privilege to mieszczaństwo, because they are not that strong. I'll do that, otherwise I'm fucked. So, how about we ask for law change to decrease progress to aristocrat. I mean, this is useful. In the meantime, actually this peasant is the satisfaction is not so needed. Speed of integration on the other end, it's useful, so it's not what I planned, but it is useful. Gotta embrace professional armies at last. Let's do that at just a bit of stability because I'm about to run out of province to be taken. I can take all of this right now. Another trick to increase your crown land is not to employ in the cabinet guys from the other states, just people from your family. So let me actually also do it here. Both of the advisors are from the crown. So this will be up to 31.2. Let's go. That was faster than I expected. What does it give me? I actually don't know. We gained supremacy because when I played Poland in May, this disaster was like unreadable the UI. Now I can actually know what's happening. So, supremacy of the crown for 20 years. Crown power and change policy cost. And progress to centralization. We revoked the royal marriage rights for the SZLACHTA. That one was useful, but at least they have less of influence. We revoke auxilium et concilium. That one is also very important, actually. And revoke elite council. That one is useless. And then we get 20 stability. Okay, let's see how this drops. How this increases. 31.22. 37. I think I'll anyway retake. I don't think this was taken before, but stability decay and agenda impact on nobility is useful, just to get the agendas easier, and that also helps me tax them a bit higher. And I'm gonna stay this way. You know, in general, also the loyalty of this back, because the disaster was decreasing it. So see, my balance is in a very good state. And it's gonna be even higher once I handle the legitimacy up to 100. How about you also make this guy head of the cabinet, which gives him some efficiency. We should now also annex Rava. Beautiful. It's all immediately my cores. Obviously the proximity, I think it's gonna decrease. Yeah, it's gonna decrease. It's just what I took over from the subject. It's not gonna be as positive. But we are gonna work on making this positive. Let's definitely keep following up with cities, towns following the row. Now with max legitimacy, my balance is 83. That's lovely. Oh, the ruler of Lithuania is a lady. That's why we could probably create that event chain. Let's hope that event chain is gonna continue, because she's married to my ruler's son. So I'd assume when the ruler dies, anytime now, we might form the union. You know, now with high crown land, I'm getting bonuses actually for it, like estate satisfaction, equilibrium power projection, efficiency of the cabinet, trade, income, and some of the others. I definitely do love that. See, mieszczaństwo with the max taxation has 70 of loyalty, which means they should be building positive buildings once they have some money. I feel like I need more trade power now in Kraków that I've built. I just have so much of buildings being done. How about we just go ahead and build some. You see I'm already up to 21 of trade income. Gold, amber, salt, silver, and that's pretty much it. The rest I'm just importing to myself. I will get even more of the marketplaces to increase that. For example, look how much of salt surplus we are having. Plus 49. I can sell it to whoever wants to, but you see there's like the saturation of the market is pretty big, so on salt I can't earn that much more. Amber on the other hand sounds like a good story, and still a tiny bit more of salt. See, as I'm converting these locations to Catholic, the satisfaction of these locations is also increasing. It was 0 when I started, and right now it's already at 42%. You might think, oh, why is it important to have high satisfaction? Well, let me show you that again. Satisfaction, my friends, is impacting your max control, most importantly. Yeah, up to 26 trade is not bad. We are at 14 before I build numerous more of the marketplaces. I, again, cannot attack Golden Lord. Or can I? Oh, did I? Oh, you already lost the castle belly. Ah, yeah. How about? Actually, I'll go for this. More development, but also going towards land. Again, going towards land gives proximity cost for land. My default support is also something, so I have 35%. No, we're not gonna go towards decentralization. Yeah, now we just wait for an event. I want to go towards capital economy. That's a hard process. Let's now build city buildings to use that bonus that we just got from the issue. I just don't want to end the episode with this rebels of my subject. Look, and they can't even win that siege because they don't have enough of levies. Is there a way of, I don't know, intervene in a subject war? Yes. Oh my god, it's unbelievable. I didn't even have hopes for this to be available. Yes! Let's fix this border gore. Anyway, that's where I'm gonna finish. We've hit 200 base tax, so more than doubled it in just this last 30 years. Perfect borders, especially if you keep in mind that Halle is technically my subject. I just have to disconnect them from the Gold North. And with this guy's death, in the next episode I'm gonna, I hope, recreate the Polish-Lithuanian Union. So far so good, I'm enjoying this campaign a lot. Let's also take a look around the world if something's happening with the AIs. I know you guys would like to see this. Brescia, big, Bavaria, Württemberg. Definitely the smaller HRE minors are expanding, like Gelders here, Brandenburg. The Ottomans, yeah, as told you, they're blocked from all sides. How are they supposed to expand now? Georgia uniting Caucasia. I just hope for these guys to die at last. Moscow expanding, as you see, but it's maybe not fast enough. And that's pretty much it. I told you already about Morocco expansion here. England actually just did cut off the lands of France. Interesting. Let's see how this develops. We are only 65 years into that game. So far so good. If you enjoyed that campaign, let me know by liking it, and of course subscribe to the channel to get notified about part 3 of this series.